Hello folks, I'm Dr. J, John Najarian. I'm here for Jamie Terrell because Jamie's a busy guy, as you know. CBOE's volatility contract, the VIX, is one of the most popular contracts in the world, and Jamie's like a one-armed paper hanger right now because some of his team is at the risk conference for the CBOE, and so they're out there speaking, talking about how they manage risk and so forth. Because of that, Jamie can't come out of the pit, so I'm here. But I just spoke to Jamie, and here's what's going on in the VIX today. Easing back down again after last week's spikes to the upside that carried it north of 23 briefly. We now have the VIX substantially under that level. In fact, just broke through 19 today, trading down around the 1870 level. And at that level, Jamie has indicated that finally people are coming in and nibbling, buying a little upside calls because they're basically thinking that what if we get another threat of a disruption? By the way, the oil disruption in the Gulf is only the 8th largest right now on record. This according to the EIA and Merrill Lynch, the largest being basically the Saudi oil embargo where they cut us off.
Less Arab oil won't hurt the United States much, but it will pose quite severe problems for the Japanese and especially for the West European countries. Here's a report on the meeting in Kuwait.
Even before today's meeting began, there was an announcement in Kuwait that prices for Arab oil were going up. A huge increase voted in an overnight meeting without even consulting Western buyers.
And Gulf War I.
Iraq and its leaders must be held liable for these crimes of abuse and destruction.
Those are two of the largest events. This is about 1 million barrels a day. That's a lot, but nonetheless, Saudi is trying to ramp up production, and that's why we've seen crude oil come down as well. Crude oil that traded up to 104 last week, that's WTI, is now trading just under 98. The Brent contract, which is, of course, the European version, the North Sea, Brent North Sea, that is trading up around 111. It was 118. So as you see, both of those have come down a lot, and the VIX has come down as well. But like I say, Jamie says people are stepping in, buying calls. Which strike? They've come in buying the March 24 strike, paying about 52 cents for over 25,000 of those so far today. Now they're doing that because that can protect their portfolio a little against a big shock. If we see another shock to the downside in the market, the VIX would move up. They're hoping to offset some of the losses they'd incur in their portfolio by having those calls, and that's been a pretty decent hedge, especially if you're patient rather than buying when we spike up like last week. You wait till it comes back down, which is what people are doing here today. Now, if you'd like to figure out ways to do that, folks, you don't just need, like I say, to be played by the market. You can put together spread trades, bull call spreads and the like, or bear put spreads, depending on the direction you want to play. At the Trade Monster platform, we have a lot of that integrated right into the platform. It lets you take a look at the volatility constellation of many different expirations at the same time. So you could pick and choose which ones are highest and which ones are most fair. That would help you be a better investor. Doesn't guarantee that you're going to be a winner, but it helps you be a better investor because you can see visually where the volatility is highest, where it's lowest. Depending on which strategy you'd like to employ, you can set yourself up for a better trade by doing that. So keep in mind, you never just want to chase information I give to you, Jamie, or anybody, because we're not your investment advisor. But what we are is telling you the way that we would commit our capital to trades. So in other words, when the market has given you a better entry point for protecting yourself with the VIX, well, that's why you're seeing 25,000 options trade at 52 cents today over in the VIX pit, the March 24 strike, because people are doing that. They've moved the odds into their favor rather than chasing it last week. If you look at where these options were last week, the people that are buying them today for protection are paying a lot less than the people that were doing it last week. I'm Dr. J from TradeMonster.com. Make sure you come on over to the site, check out how you can use these strategies, because you can check out white papers, you can check out option education on the Option Monster site, as well as Trade Monster. That will help you be a better investor. I'm Dr. J from TradeMonster.com.